Back in early August 2024, for those of you watching this in the distant future, I saw a game demo for a game called Iron Meat. I don't usually play run and guns anymore, but on a whim I downloaded it to try it out. I also put it on my Steam Deck. Later that day at work, when I had all of my obligations done and was waiting for someone else to do their thing, I pulled out my Steam Deck, loaded up the Iron Meat demo, and away I went. I was surprised at just how much I enjoyed the game, beating the demo's 2 levels, only to immediately go back and play through them again. I even created a video on how awesome the demo was, uploading it to this very channel. I'll link it in the video description below. I posted the video and a few of the developers' tweets about their game, and it wasn't long before I found myself being offered a free code for the full version. I gladly accepted, and here we are. I'm giving you a pre-release review of the full version of Iron Meat on PC. Thank you, RetroWare. Keep watching for your chance to get a free Steam copy of the game for yourself. Also available on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, Epic Game Store, itch.io, GOG.com, and VK Play, which I think is for you Russians out there. Oh, and there's even a physical release coming soon for PlayStation 5 and Switch, for all you physical media types out there. And you can even grab yourself a free poster of the game by visiting the website, just pay shipping and handling. The simultaneous 2-player mode is also reminiscent of Contra in that both players are on the screen at the same time, shooting away at the evils from outer space. You could switch both the audio and video from normal mode to retro, though I prefer normal, especially for the music. There are a whole bunch of languages, so most gamers should find something that they can understand.
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
私はひどい下痢です。
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
Absolutely amazing music is one of the key features of this game. The OST in this game is one of the best things about it. These rockin' tunes really make you feel like you're tearing things up for the great evil. Just listen to some of these songs. And what is the great evil? Well, based on the introductory cutscene, it appears to be some sort of experiment gone wrong, I guess? That's right. When will these scientists ever learn? Stop experimenting on evil and thinking you got it in check. It always breaks free and gets loose, doesn't it? It's in this case, this kind of like glass-like container, and then it bursts forth, takes control of the scientists, at which point he takes a very convenient teleporter straight back to Earth, ready to unleash his minions of hell upon the land. I assume they're from hell, I don't know. They might just be mutated people, which is pretty much hell on Earth just the same.
Actually, I think that would be worse.
Wouldn't you rather kill evil demons than have to slaughter the mutated body of someone you once cared about?
I'm sorry, honey, but you're a mutated, freakish, alien-like creature, so now I have to kill you.
Sorry, Jim, I gotta kill you too. Actually, I'm not sorry, you were always an ass at work. Speaking of assholes, the evil scientist bursts forth from the teleporter and just incinerates everyone with his laser beams, Homelander style. Yeah, I've seen the boys, and yes, Homelander is my favorite character. Second to him is Stormfront. Stormfront really had such a poignant and positive message, and it's never been more true than it is today. The Deep has to be my least favorite character, I think. The guy's pretty beta, and he has sex with an octopus or something.
That's just sick, man.
That's disgusting!
Wow, we're way off track. Back to Iron Meat. From here, the story takes a distant back seat since you don't need it anymore. Time to focus on the action. The game has a total of 10 levels, taking you from the classic Contra Force level all the way to Mars and even beyond, and I'll let you wonder where beyond goes from there. You can even go back and play previous levels after you complete them. I think the difficulty levels only affect the number of lives you have, but I'm not sure, so correct me if I'm wrong there.
You're wrong, and you're a grotesquely ugly freak. Thanks.
It's a pretty standard running gun, but the controls are spot on, tight, responsive, and just what you need. You can hold a button down to stay in place while aiming, which is super useful. The game has a ton of unlockable skins, only some of which I unlocked after completing the entire game. You collect weapons just like in Contra by shooting down these UFO-like flying-shaped vessels. What are they? Why do they go flying by like that? Who cares? Shoot them and pick up the weapon if you want it. You can switch between two loadouts, so if you see a weapon you want, but you already have one, grab it on your alternate loadout. And if you collect the same weapon twice on the same loadout, you get additional firepower. That's really cool. It's not wasted like in minigames.
Yes! That's awesome!
If you're about to die and are super quick on the draw, you could even switch to your alternate loadout so as not to lose your favorite weapon. But you gotta be fast. And I mean fast like Concord server shutdown fast.
Ooh, sick burn.
Here's a bit of gameplay. I'm the freaky looking spiky dude, and the regular Doom character is my wife. She isn't a gamer and pretty much never plays games, so cut her some slack, okay? Yep, this is the story of my life. See this character right here? That's me. And you see that one over there? That's my wife. Until she ended up dying. Well, she actually just came right back. It only took a few seconds, thankfully, but those few seconds felt like an eternity. And this is the story of those few seconds. If you played Contra, a lot of this will look and feel familiar. It's one hit and you die, and I wouldn't have it any other way. You shoot lots of weak enemies, but also encounter ones that require far more shots to take down. Exploding barrels, flying bikes, Nightmare on Elm Street style horrors, wall mouths, evil faces, skulls, lots of blood, explosions. It's got all the good stuff. And yes, there are even deadly bubbles.
Come on. Bubbles? Why do bubbles kill you? No, really. How do the bubbles do harm?
I don't know, man. They just do, okay? Maybe they're filled with hydrogen sulfide. That shit's lethal, man. They say just one breath of that stuff can kill you. But what if you held your breath as the bubble popped on you? Okay, well now we're just getting a little too technical. The bubbles kill you, okay? Just accept it. The bosses in this game do not disappoint. They get progressively bigger and more involved, looking the part of grotesque abominations. They're just fun to look at as you hold the fire button down and blast away trying to dodge the attacks. Did I mention you can just hold the button for auto fire? So, as promised, I'm going to give you a chance to get a free copy of the game. I'm going to purchase the game to show the devs my support, and since I already own it, give you a free copy of the game for yourself on Steam. Please like the video, leave a comment, follow me on X, tweet out a link to the video with my @ handle in your tweet. It's @RealMarcFoxx with 2 X's, see here on the screen, and a link to my X is in the description. I'll give out the free copy after the game releases since I can't do it before then. How will I pick the winner? I'm literally just going to write people's names, put them on pieces of paper, throw them in a hat, and pick one out. Simple, so get going. Iron Meat is just one of those games that reminds you of what it was like to be a kid in the 80s. Sitting in front of your CRT TV with your Nintendo plugged in, controller in hand, side by side with a friend or a brother, just playing Contra. Maybe you had a bag of chips next to you so you could get the controller all greasy, or a can of soda to wash it all down. We didn't know how bad it was for us at the time, and we didn't care. We just got lost in the moment, hoping that maybe this time we could make it to the end. Each time trying to get just a little bit farther. I don't think we can ever really reclaim that feeling, but if anything gets close, it's Iron Meat. I know I'm not the only one who has fond memories of playing Contra as a child, so why not give it a shot? I don't think you'll regret it. Iron Meat isn't a long game by any means, but it's one I'm sure I'll go back to play again from time to time. It's super easy to load up and play, especially on the go with the Steam Deck or Nintendo Switch. Are you thinking of giving this game a shot? Let me know in the comments section below. And you know, at the end of the day, one of the things about games that gamers love, real gamers love, is the way games should just be fun. They don't have to be complex. They don't have to push any sort of agenda. They don't need propaganda in it. All they need is fun mechanics, interesting visuals to look at, good music, maybe a little bit of story. Just make the game fun. That's the number one most important thing about video games. Because it's not about what the game is teaching you. It's not even necessarily that the game's challenging you, although that can be a big part of it. The most important part is, are you having fun playing it? And if so, then you are playing a video game and you're loving it. And that makes all the difference in the world.